Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're taking a look at three brand new free agent cards for the new core set Supreme Darkness coming to the OCG in a couple of months. Actually, like 3 weeks. But anyway, a couple things I noticed when they got revealed but not translated yet into English was there's a level 10 monster here. Makes me think maybe this one has some synergy with Apodracosis. There is a new Formwood Skipper variant here, which makes me think could have some cyber synergy with Malice. And there is a new rank 4, which could have synergy with Ryzeal. So this clearly seems like three free agent cards that are supposed to be geared towards the new deck build pack archetypes. Let's see if that is in fact the case. So starting here, we start off with Dark Sea Serpent, Dryagle. Okay. Level 10 Water Sea Serpent monster, 2100 attack, 3100 defense. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. If you have 3 or more level 10 monsters on your field, graveyard, and or banish, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack. Then, if the sent card was a monster, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Otherwise, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Interesting. So, you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if it's not a monster, you send another top card of your deck to the graveyard. So it's potentially a mill too. I don't even think milling's even that good for Apodracosis. It's a pretty basic, just like level 10 extender. I don't love its summoning conditions. It's basically telling you have to get quite a few level 10 bodies in rotation already. For an extender to be good, in my opinion, in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh!, you want it to be as flexible as possible, which means being able to play early or late. This one's really only able to be played like mid to later in your turn. So I don't love it. Not to mention, like, I don't know if it's even, like, super searchable in Apodracosis or anything, so this one's just mid to me. This one is not, like, overly impressive, just okay to start. But it does look cool. Next up here we have this guy. This is Template Skipper. I love Formwood Skipper. I think it's just a good card, generically. It's just never really had, like, the best homes in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but maybe this guy will be another version. We'll see. Alright, so, Template Skipper, obviously a level 1 Dark Cyber, 0/0. You can only special summon with his first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn as well. First effect, you can special summon this card from your hand to your zone a Cyber's Link monster points to. That is classic Cyber's extender stuff. This is not like the most flexible extender in the world, but it's pretty good. You can get, because Cyber's has a million Link 1s, basically every Cyber deck can normal summon something, go straight into a Link 1 to open up a zone for this card, so that's a pretty easy extension. Second effect, during your main phase, you can banish a Cyber's monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, when you Link summon this card, or Link summon this turn, you can treat this card as a Link material with the same name as the banished monster. Interesting. So it's just copying the name. This card could be playable in Malice. It really could. First and foremost, I think the biggest thing is, one, good extender already, which I think the deck appreciates because I think for the most part, Malice has like enough starters. With the field spell, with I believe Rabbit and Dormouse, I think are like the main starters the deck has. It doesn't have amazing extenders, but this card being able to banish, and I think the best thing is extend it easily, right? After even if you got negated on Dormouse or White Rabbit on normal summon, you just like link them off for a Link 1, special this, and then use his effect to banish one of them from grave and then trigger them to come back. That's already playing through interaction. You're going to get at least one of the Link 3s, force out another hand trap, or keep playing, and actually get to a further board state. That's pretty good. Not to mention just the Cyberse lines in general, right? In modern day Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think just making Splash Mage with a Cyberse engrave already gives you like Firewall Terahertz, just because of the Link 1 guy, which is cool. So this card could legitimately find its way into the deck. I'm curious. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's cool. I think this card actually is pretty decent in the deck. This actually could have a chance at making it in. We'll see. Although, like, with Shifter, people don't like to play Mining, which does hurt this card a little bit, because I don't know if there's a card you want to play at 3, so you'd rather be mining for it or searching it out when you need it. but you don't want to play mining with Shifter. So weird conflictions there, but definitely an interesting card that could have a place, especially if Shifter ever gets hit later down the line. Next up, we have Twins of the Eclipse. So this one is just looks like a generic rank 4, but it also could have synergy with Ryzeal. We'll see. This is Twins of the Eclipse, rank 4 light warrior, 2500 attack, 1200 defense, decent stats. 25 attack is pretty big on a rank 4. Takes any tool force, like we like to see that. For this card's Exceed summon, you can treat rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 for material. So you can't just drop this on a rank 4, but a rank 4 that is kind of dead, a little bit useless. Maybe it's used its materials or whatever. Can be used as one of the materials, more so like sprite monsters. How Gigantic Sprite can use a link to as material. This guy can use a rank 4 as one of its materials. It's pretty cool. Alright, second effect, Hardness Return. The first one is not. You can detach one material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during the battle phase this turn. Okay. Helps you clear stuff in the battle phase. Second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard generically, you can target 2 other rank 4 or lower Exceed monsters in your graveyard, special summon one of them, and if you do, attach the other to it as material. Interesting. Now, that's a more interesting effect, I think, than the first effect. Not sure if it's all the way good enough, though, because, like, I mean, I guess to be fair, ooh, you know what? You know what? I was not thinking about X-Ryzeal. So X-Ryzeal is a really integral piece to Ryzeal, and Ryzeal's the best deck in the OCG right now after their ban list. X-Ryzeal basically summons itself from hand by sending any Exceed monster from extra deck to grave. So I know you're not doing this turn 1, but later on like a follow-up turn, this does make this card a pretty spicy like card for like recovery plays, because now if you have, as long as you have 2 rank 4s in the grave, you're going to be able to just, or even if you already put Mirror Logic Aggregator in grave, you'd be able to, oh no, it only targets rank 4 or lower, sorry, can't target Mirror Logic Aggregator, but if you went through both of the main Ryzeal rank 4s before, just using X before you even try to use him to get into rank 4s, send this card reborns, you know, one of them, equips the other, they're immediately live, or even another rank 4 if you already put a different one in grave. This card's not nothing, and now its main utility is on follow-up, and it seems like Ryzeal doesn't even really struggle with that much anyway. But it has interesting synergy. I can't deny that. I'm not sure it's actually going to be worth playing, because you're like never summoning this card. You're never using this card turn 1. And with the deck having enough, as much follow-up as it already has, I'm just not sure it's going to have enough utility overall. Could be an interesting card down the line, maybe, in other decks, but like not there for me just yet. All right, all in all, like pretty interesting cards, right? I don't think any of them are complete garbage, but if I had to say, unfortunately, with Apodracosis kind of needing the most help, I think he's the worst one, just because of how like restricting his summoning condition is. It's not crazy, but it requires you to be already able to play a decent bit just to even make him live. So he's the whiff for me. Skipper, I think, has maybe a legit chance of making it into the deck. Like, for real. We'll have to obviously see if that comes to fruition, but I think he has a real chance of making it into the deck, potentially, in, like, certain builds. And then this card, like, Nifty has some cool synergy, but again, it seems like Ryzeal's already pretty streamlined at this point. Like, I see lists, and they're, like, pretty similar already. I'm not sure if they're going to make room for this card, especially since some of their, like, especially with playing, like, 7th Tachyon targets, they don't have that much space in the extra deck, so I'm not sure if this card's worth it. But interesting cards nonetheless. They're exactly what I thought they might be, which is have synergy with some of those, the new deck build pack archetypes. And cool. They're not, like, overly crazy, but there's cool synergy there, and you could play any of these if you wanted for a more fun build. Skipper's the only one I think has potential to be in, like, actually some of the better builds. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Let me know your thoughts down below on these new cards as well. I'm very curious to see where you guys land on them. If you guys are, you know, excited to see, you know, if you guys are going to mess with these, or if there's any other archetypes that you think actually make sense as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. But I'm out of here for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Subscribe for more news videos from me down the line. Peace.